All right. So I was not going to make a video while the election was still going on, but I can't help myself. I cannot fucking help myself. I'm sorry, but because it's not called yet, we don't know what's going to happen. It could go this way, it could go that way. All we know is that right now it's a giant mess. It is currently November 5th. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. Yes. So we don't really know what's going to happen. All right. But Donald Trump is losing his fucking mind. He's losing his goddamn mind. It's wild. Actually, would this one work better? Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll move it over in a minute. He's losing his mind so much that even people who are supposed to be on his side are like, what is he doing? Fox News cannot play damage control for the president anymore. They just can't. There's nothing that they can do because the more egregious things that he's starting to do now, because I legitimately think he's fucking panicking, they can't defend. There's no way to defend it. And now we've got the New York Post, which has repeatedly throughout the past few months basically been ball washing everything Trump's been saying. Even they, with this headline, downcast Trump makes baseless election fraud claims in White House address. Ouch. Ouch. Oh my God. Pence, McConnell, and Crenshaw are already distancing. Are you sure? If so, you should message me in Discord DMs because I want to see some of this. If you could, I'd appreciate that. So just listen to this one, okay?
Good evening. I'd like to provide the American people with an update on our efforts to protect the integrity of our very important 2020 election.
Oh, okay. It's all about protecting the integrity of the 2020 elections. Okay, all right. So how are you doing? How is it at risk, my dude?
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us.
Okay, all right. What's a legal vote? There are votes that are still being counted. How exactly are you going to just arbitrarily listen? If there were a vote for Joe Biden, it's an illegal vote. They were supposed to vote for me. That's the law. You know, it's so weird.
If you count the votes that came in late, we're looking at them very strongly, but a lot of votes came in late.
So to sum it up real quick before you hit the article, there has been a push for a very long time now, gearing up towards the election from the Trump administration, very specifically to say all votes must be in on election day and no later. But that's not actually how it's ever worked. It's never worked that way. Each state designs it differently, and each state has their own challenges to overcome sometimes. Most of the time, when people have the option of voting by mail, which they do in places like Pennsylvania, which is one of the places that they're having a lot of contention, you just have to have your ballot postmarked by election day, which means it can take 3 days for your vote to get there. But that's now an illegal vote. It's not. It's not. It's a legal vote. It always has been, always will be. Trump doesn't get to automatically be like, well, they have to all be in by this time because I say so. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not how it works. You can fucking eat shit. But now New York Post can't even pretend to put up with his bullshit anymore. This is amazing. Washington. President Trump repeated his unfounded claim that his political opponents were trying to steal the election from him during a briefing on Thursday evening as he trailed his opponent and remaining swing states were leaning toward a Joe Biden presidency. They're trying to rig an election. They're trying to steal an election, the commander-in-chief said from the White House briefing room, offering no evidence to back up the claims, because there is none. In fact, most of the time that he's been trying to put out lawsuits, they keep getting struck down. The president railed against what he called illegal votes, not acknowledging that the U.S. election is still in progress as legal mail-in votes are being counted, and that the 2020 presidential race was simply not able to be declared on election night due to the coronavirus, which is true. If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they could try to steal the election from us. If you could, The votes, if you could, the votes would come in late, Trump said, also unloading on what he called phony polls that were wildly inaccurate, some of which predicted a blue wave that never came. It was Trump's first appearance in almost 2 days after his early Wednesday speech, where he also claimed Democrats are using fraud to help Biden win. I know my voice is a little screwed up right now, but yeah. I've been howling and laughing at the TV for 2 days. With the former Veep leading the Electoral College in swing states coming down to the wire, the president has deployed surrogates to key states to claim the election is being stolen from him. The votes currently being tabulated are legal mail-in ballots, but the president claimed without evidence that the system was corrupt because it doesn't favor him, and again suggested Democrats are producing fake ballots to oust him. The president's re-election campaign has also filed a flurry of lawsuits in must-win states, including Georgia and Pennsylvania, in a bid to halt the vote counting until their poll watchers are given better access to oversee the process. And most of those have all been struck down. Trump has been tweeting up a storm from the White House residence since Wednesday, raging against disappearing and surprise ballots. He took the podium on Thursday evening. His once commanding 441,000 ballot lead in the must-win Keystone State had dwindled to less than 75,000 votes, and he was ahead in ruby red Georgia by the razor-thin margin of just 8,000. The president's re-election campaign has been particularly aggrieved by Fox News' decision to call the swing state of Arizona late on Wednesday evening, followed by Associated Press when hundreds of thousands of votes were still uncounted. Now, what's fascinating about it, too, is it's been reported that our very, very mature and very noble commander-in-chief called Rupert Murdoch and screamed at him because Fox News declared Arizona for Biden and demanded a retraction, to which Rupert Murdoch said no. So, I mean, like, I just... But okay. Here's the thing. When even the New York Post cannot tolerate or make any excuses for your bullshit, you know you have fucked up. Like, these people had his back. They were all about it. All about it. However, this is now the narrative, and it will be the narrative for the rest of time. This is history being made right now. History. This guy, he has now made himself look like such a big, whiny, crying fucking baby. For the history books, they will remember this. They will teach this. When we go in schools and we're learning about all the different presidents and what they did and what they accomplished and this, that, and the other thing, when they get to Donald Trump, they're going to teach this. They're going to teach about this shit. It's absolutely insane. And to think that, like, people don't understand exactly how embarrassing this really is, not just for Trump, but really, honestly, for our fucking country, it's wild. So I'm just getting this in now. Continue without supporting at this time. There we go. I'll watch with some ads some other time. Let's make it bigger. Boop. Republican allies break with Trump, say take time to count all the votes. Their comments came after the president urged that ballot counting in some states be stopped and baselessly claimed a major fraud on the nation. Uh-oh. Aw, when Mitch the Turtle doesn't have your fucking back anymore, man. Holy shit. Oh, this was actually yesterday. Some Republicans are not falling in line behind the President Donald Trump's attempts to falsely declare victory and seek to halt some vote counting. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Trump ally who usually avoids criticizing the president, told reporters Wednesday that claiming you've won the election is different from finishing the counting. Oof. Oof. Oof, oof. There's just no basis for making that argument tonight, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie said. There just isn't. All these votes have to be counted that are in now. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Christie is a Trump ally who spent 7 days in an intensive care unit after catching the coronavirus because of Trump and the bullshit way in which they've handled this goddamn pandemic, even in their small little close circles. Holy shit. And let's see. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, I am for Trump, but if it ends up being Biden, all of us will accept that. We believe in the rule of law. Every vote has to be counted. And you know what? Here's the thing. Oh, Marco Rubio, taking days to count legally cast votes is not fraud. Full stop. The votes will be counted. You will either win or lose, Representative Matt Kinzinger of Illinois replied. When the results are confirmed, we must accept the outcomes with respect for our democracy. Governor Larry Hogan, outrageous and uncalled for and a terrible mistake. This is wild. But you know what? I'm glad that it's happening because even if I don't necessarily have to agree with the decisions and the convictions of some of these men, I can at least applaud them being willing to put their foot down and say we have to allow the legal democratic process to take shape. If things are close in certain states, and even if those states favor my candidate, I still support a recount because that means it's true. That's the whole point of it. This isn't feelings over facts, guys. Like, this is facts over feelings time. Like, you have to prove if there's a problem, and if there's no problem, then there's no problem. You have to prove that the vote count is legit. And if it is, then you have to accept that. Simple as that. Like, anything else is just like whiny piss baby shit. Big old MAGA doo-doo head diaper bitch baby filling his pants full of poop. Jesus Christ, how fucking embarrassing is this?